difficult for so many people because when they think of privilege, they think that they should have socioeconomic advantage. So a lot of white people say, I don't have any kind of white privilege. I'm poor. I had to stand in the food line. My family was on welfare. And so they deny the existence of the privilege because they feel like they're not reaping the financial benefits that are usually associated with the word privilege.
Why do you think white people feel so defensive about this? Because you heard me say at the top, don't turn the channel, because a lot of people said, oh, here we go again. Okay, why do you think people feel defensive about this?
I think white people were raised to think of ourselves as good people. And
we are good people.
And there is a moral thorn if you hear that you have had some things in your life that you didn't deserve, you didn't earn, but they came to you. So we're quite fragile on the subject, and whites are often defensive.
The reason, and thank you for having me here as a comic, part of my job is just to put white people at ease. So you just relax. It's okay to be white. You got nothing to worry about. I'm good. It's nice you sat me next to the police officer. That's comfortable.
But you're next to a lawyer, too, so I got your back.
I'm good. One of the things about white privilege, white people don't realize they have it because it's inherent, so they don't think about it. It's not, they never had the encounter. For example, I get pulled over by the cops. I've had, you know, anything from get out the car and do all of that stuff, or simply asked, how do I afford this car? I happen to drive a nice car. Like, I don't think any white person has ever had that happen, where a cop pulls you over in a BMW and says, how do you afford this car? Like that, so they don't realize it because they've never had that encounter, and they're like, well, that doesn't really happen, and well, it does.
I'm glad you brought that up, because I want to talk about a few examples so you guys understand what we're talking about. This is what we mean when I say it doesn't mean that you're racist, it doesn't mean that you've done something wrong, it just exists. These are some examples of what I mean by white privilege. You have white privilege if you can say, I am accurately represented in almost every movie. Okay, now that doesn't mean you did anything. It just means the fact of the matter is, in America, white people are almost always accurately represented in any movie that you watch. Another example, I can go shopping with the comfort of knowing that I will not be followed or harassed. People are not surprised that I am articulate or well-spoken. I can use checks or credit cards and count on my skin color not to work against my credibility. That's white privilege. That's what I mean about, that doesn't mean you're racist. You didn't do anything to cause that to happen individually. It's just part of the fabric of the society. What do you want to say?
I want to jump in just to emphasize something that you said, Dr. Phil, and that is that we're talking about a sociological, a social phenomenon, not one that has to do with individuals. So it's not somebody's fault that they have white privilege. It has to do with the larger social structure. And the beauty of this concept, which was first identified by Dr. McIntosh right here, is that it allowed a way for us to raise white people's consciousness about the fact that they benefit from racism even when they're not racist.
Did you then or now feel like you've done anything wrong?
Felt like I had done something wrong. Like, it felt like I shouldn't be here.
And later,
talking about white privilege is not dividing us. It's having an honest, truthful conversation.
My client didn't do anything wrong. He wanted to go online and turn my client into a villain.
Tomorrow, she lost her parental rights.
Your grandchildren were dropped off in the middle of the night with just a Post-it note.
They need me to take care of them because you are not.
Now,
I moved into my mom's attic.
she says she's sober
I've opened a successful business.
They kicked you out for failure to pay.
and wants her kids back.
It's my God-given right.
If she would give you those kids back right now, what the hell would you do with them?
That's tomorrow. Then on Monday,
My dad kidnapped me and held me hostage.
What right do you have to take him away from his family?
He came up to be with me.
If you're going to lie, then we're never going to be able to move forward.
that's Monday.
We had a group of ethnically diverse college students participate in an activity